Welcome, everybody. I hope you're
There we
doing
go.
well. Today, we are joined with very, very special guests. Woe Is Me. We got Michael and Cory. How you guys doing today?
Good.
Good. Tired.
Tired? Yeah. As good as possible at 5 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm assuming you guys have been quite on the grind getting everything set up for some very special things that perhaps are happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's nonstop.
It's
Yeah, it's just
Well, hell yeah. I mean, it's been cool because, I mean, you guys obviously broke up back then, and then, different bands were formed from all of that. But did you guys ever think Woe Is Me would ever exist again?
not a chance.
Dude, not a chance. Not a chance. He actually called me. I remember I was sitting, I forgot. I don't even know where I was.
Where are you?
I was actually in the ear, I think, somewhere. And he was like, "You want to play in Woe Is Me again?" I was like, April Fool's joke. I was like, there's no way this is true. And then a week later, we were in a band chat together. We were like, well, this is weird, but no plans for this at all.
It was funny because we had to like pretty much like hunt down. Me and Hans split it, and I was like, all right, well, I'll call Cory and Ben, and then Hans was like, all right, I'll call everybody else. So it was funny because like we basically just split it down the middle, and it's like we had to basically go track down everybody because
Right.
We hadn't talked in years, and everything it's been a while, so we had to literally go track down and see. I didn't know what everybody was doing, so
Damn. Well, and you guys,
Here we are now.
yeah.
you guys have a big lineup of people. I mean, even back in the day, like how many people are in Woe Is Me? Is it like you guys have 8, 9? How many members you guys have?
We're competing with Slipknot.
Yeah.
We're
We're going to get them one day. We're going to have 10.
gonna.
Holy shit. That's a lot of people to hit back up over. the
We have
years.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, but technically, I guess he has 7.
7. Okay, that's
Assembling a football team.
football team. Well, like, how is so you guys obviously came back. You were like, hey, we exist again. I know you guys were teasing a little bit on the Instagram a bit ago, which was fun because I know people were like, what the fuck, and especially when bands come back and they're like, hello, anyone there, or like kind of wipe their socials. It's like oh, like there's something's coming, something's gonna happen. And of course, fast forward today when you guys have been teasing and sneak peek of something that you guys got, new banger actually coming, first track. What is that been like all the way from first announcing like, hey, this exists again, to like, oh, now we're working together, we're gonna put some music out and maybe play shows and just go all out. Like, what was the discussions like after hitting everyone up? What was the discussions of including management or labels? Like, take me through all of that because it's quite fascinating considering you guys have been gone for almost 11 years. Fucking crazy.
Where to begin with that one?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been relatively smooth, to be honest with you. It kind of things just kind of started falling into place. It was like kind of a snowball effect. I mean, we've talked about it a little bit before, but like we were just going to do the one reunion show in Texas.
Then we added Atlanta. We were like, we got to do a hometown show too.
Yeah, and then that just kind of snowballed. After that, like we saw the demand, and the people still actually care. Surprisingly. So and so we were like, well, there's still a demand here. So we did the Atlanta show too, and it's just been snowballing. And then at first we were just going to play the Texas show and the Atlanta show, and then now here we are writing new music, and it just kind of just happened. And it's been going really, really well and really smooth.
Yeah, I mean, the initial conversation we all had on the phone was like, hey, do you guys want to do a 10-year, 11-year reunion for all these fans? And we're like, yeah, awesome. Let's make it as original as possible. Just give them like a lot of number stuff, a mixture of everything. And then we kind of started getting the group chat. And I know for me personally, once I started connecting with the guys again, and I was like, I miss these guys. And once we started rehearsing, and then it really kind of clicked. I was like, man, I miss these guys. And, like Michael said, the demand for it, like how many fans were so excited, and even like friends and family around the area for us. It just kind of started, I don't know, meshing. And like Michael said, we didn't have a plan for any of this. It just kind of kept snowballing. We're like, well, this went well. Like maybe let's book some more shows. Let's maybe start writing. And, here we are today.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it just more and more like promoters and like festivals just started like reaching out. They're like, hey, you want to come play here? You want to come play here? And we were just like, holy hell, now we've got like 12 shows lined up, and we're just like, Jesus, it's just been fairly smooth, to be honest with you. Just one thing after another,
That's
well, that didn't really have a plan, to be honest.
Yeah,
that's still how is that dynamic now? Because again, you guys are all older. I'm sure. Do some of you might have kids or whatnot, or just like full on like families and stuff. Some of you, I'm not sure if I'm not.
Yeah.
What?
Surprisingly, we don't have kids.
Yeah, no one.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Me and Cory are. Me and Cory the oldest.
Yeah, we're the oldest in the band, and I mean, no kids.
That we know of.
That we know.
At least we haven't been told.
Until this interview. You got Twitter, tweet later.
But yeah, no, like it's like one thing that Cory said earlier is like when we made the initial like group chat with everybody, it was just like we picked up right where we left off. And the first few days were just really just sharing stories and like, hey, remember that time? Hey, remember that time we did this? Hey, remember that time? Like just stuff like that. And it was really just the first few days were just like all these stories and just like it was like just we never even went anywhere. And then everybody just has like a really good sense of humor, and like just the group chat was just initially right off the bat just hilarious. Like just all the jokes and everything from 10 years ago were still there, and it was cool. We just even though we're older, like and I feel like us being older definitely plays a huge part in like how smooth things are running. Because back when in the day we were just freaking kids. We had no idea what the hell we were doing. We just, but now we have experience. Now we've learned a lot. We're all older and, I guess wiser maybe. I don't know.
Debatable.
Yeah. But things are running a lot more smooth this time around, so.
I think there's like a 4-second latency on your guys' side. Maybe that's what's happening. So if I'm randomly cutting you off, that's why. Because I think I'm responding. Yeah, I think there's some crazy lag.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I thought I noticed that too. I was like, either I'm losing my mind. I was like, I know we're getting older, but I was like, I think my eyesight's still okay for now, and my hearing. But
way back when, I mean, you guys obviously came in and you guys made a huge fucking impact in the scene. There was no doubt on that. You guys were killing it and really made a place for yourself with a unique set of that. I know I mentioned like Rise Core is like a general term, but like you guys really put your own stamp on that like style and made your own thing with it completely. And throughout the years, it's even on my side, it's always been one of those projects that I was like, fuck man, what could have been, like just with the potential of all you guys musically and how talented you guys all are, and how you seem to work so well together in that dynamic, even though maybe personal relationships got in the way at the time. But like, has there been times over the years where you guys have thought before, it actually happening now when you're like, fuck, that still is there and can kind of blow up? Or like, well, what were your guys' thoughts, I guess, over the years while you were doing your other projects and whatnot?
So, yeah, this was the one that got away. I was saying I played in some local bands, and before Woe Is Me, and they kind of all led me up to Woe Is Me, which ultimately after a couple of years of me leaving, I was like, I wish things would have been different. And like you said, who knows what it could have been, if we just we would have kept going and kept writing. But I believe everything happens for a reason. It's like we've all been brought back together, and for a second chance. I know for me personally, I'm really excited to see where it goes.
That's awesome. Well, coming back, I guess plans wise, of course, fast forward to now, chat. We're joined with Woe Is Me reunited again, which is super exciting, and they got a brand new banger coming up, which again is I know you guys said I haven't checked it out because I want to save it and check it out on stream with everyone when it's out, but I hear you guys got some spicy things in the mix when it comes to new music, if I'm not mistaken.
We do. We're definitely mixing it up. I won't give too much away, but this one, look, if people can get past the fact that like, hey, this is the new Woe Is Me, this is us now. We obviously don't want to. I don't want to give too much away, but we don't want to go back and rewrite numbers. I know that there's people that are like, oh, I want them to do that number sound.
Right.
You know, but like, look, this is us now, and numbers is great for what it is, but I want to leave that alone.
Okay.
You know, and just let it be. You know, but this new song Ghost, it is a little bit on the lighter side. It does have some heavy parts. It does have screaming in it. But it's a little on the lighter side, but we have a few other songs in the mix that are you know, almost ready to go, and they're on the heavy side. They're that old, you know.
Exactly.
It doesn't sound like old Woe Is Me, but it's definitely a touch of the older Woe Is Me, and it definitely we're bringing the heavy.
Got dude, that's and also the connection's better now, so we're good. Awesome. Yeah, no, that's fucking yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Tech support, we did it. Yeah, so no, that's very. But the thing is, you guys have always dabbled, even back then, with like the super melodic, again, very like, you know, post-hardcore Cory singing and you know, emo or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and like heavy as fuck, like metalcore, nearing deathcore at points. So like that's the thing, you guys have always had the dichotomy that I don't think people would be as shocked if it's like, hey, here's more of a chill song and then here's the heavy song, because they're like, well, yeah, that's what you guys are very multifaceted in that way, which I think also is why people fucking love what you guys have done over so many years.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's one thing I've always enjoyed about, you know, What Was Me is we're able to write different, I don't want to say different genres, but we're able to kind of play around. You know, we can do a heavy song here and we can do a ballad the next song, and that's one thing I think the fans hopefully, you know, have enjoyed. So I don't think it's gonna be too shocked, you know, with you know, Ghost.
Yeah, and I don't think people are gonna be. I hope people, you know, can just, you know, listen to Ghost for what it is and go, okay, this is, and listen to it as like a song and not go, oh, I wish they would have done this on numbers, you know, like, but you know, like I think people will be excited, you know, especially when they find out, you know, that like we're gonna start adding some like polka music into it too.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Actually, in the next song,
yeah,
I've learned how to yodel in the past 10 years. No, I didn't.
No, I was ready, bro. I mean, fucking.
Yeah, it looked like it.
I was ready for that shit. Bands are getting wild nowadays. There are no rules. That's actually a really exciting part about the modern metal sphere. Is like people are getting weird. They're combining the most non-metal things with the most crazy metal shit. Like vocalists too have evolved, you know, in a way where it's just this next level shit of noises they'll make. You know, just pick which zoo animal you want today.
Yeah.
So it's been really cool just seeing that evolve, and I think you guys would fit right in with that. So that's why, yeah, yodeling, I'd be like, all right. Like, I'm
gonna have to learn how to yodel.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. But when it comes to, I guess, coming back and all that, I know there's obviously a lot of these decisions that are besides like, hey, let's do cool stuff. What was the thought process and mindset behind like, all right, we're doing this, you know, we're booking shows, we're going to release music. When it comes to the more industry side, like, you know, like labels, management. First of all, do you guys have management labels or any of that currently?
Oh,
we said hell no.
We have a booking agent. We have a booking agent, and that's it, man. No management, no label.
Yeah,
nice.
Honestly, where we're at and the experience that all of us have, like through the years, there ain't no way in hell I'm paying a manager 20% to do shit that we can do ourselves. You know. Like, there's nothing that a manager right now, maybe down the line if it grows and it gets bigger and everything, but right now there's not a damn thing that a manager would do that we can't do ourselves. And there's no fucking way that I'm paying a manager 20% to just do shit that I can do myself.
Yeah, I think that was one of the first things we talked about. Well, not first. I mean, it was in the top 10. You know, we were thinking like, you know, business structure, and we were all very quick to like point out that we did not want a manager. And I was happy, all of us in the same boat. And we delegate, we split responsibilities evenly. Some of us are good at graphic design, some of us are good at managing businesses, some people are good at inventory, like whatever it may be. And so we just played to the strong suits of every single member.
Yeah.
No, that's
everybody their role.
I love hearing that. Like that's how bands should fucking do it, right? Like every member, even that's the thing. A lot of bands, even nowadays, there's like sometimes just 2 songwriters, and then there's like 3 people that are kind of just there on tour, and that's chill, right? They get done and do what they need to do, right? But every band member having something to do and a purpose being there, and then everyone coming together, also being friends, also writing music together. Like you're right, like. That you can do a lot of shit, especially with 7 fucking people. Like you guys, yeah, that's a lot of power that you guys have in that sense to get shit done, which I'm glad you guys are utilizing that, because there's a lot of cases too where obviously, management can be great and labels can be great and all that, of course, right? But management can come into like a situation, let's say like your guys, where you guys have this band that has this hype, this legacy factor to it, and just be like, we're just going to play on all the stereotypical hype things and just try to make the most amount of money as possible, right? Like that's what I'm sure most managers would try to come in and just do, because they're like, well, let's cash out, like let's fucking do it. We have the brand, let's cash the fuck out, do all the things, and with that, sure, you can cash out, but you don't have a lot of longevity, right? And then it becomes more of this corporate thing, and I'm sure the reason you guys coming back is the excitement, the fun of it, and it turning if it could turn into this instant, like hardcore fucking everything is this intense business, money decision, no matter what, before actually making music or having fun, just how do we profit the most? It loses the fucking excitement of it.
It does. And like you said, like the longevity, like, I mean, it's great. Yeah, it makes money for a year, but like, that's after 2, 3, 4, 5 years, it's like, it's just kind of played out, and we're all in this for the long run. I mean, we've had that discussion when we have no intention of going anywhere again. So
I love hearing that. That's fucking really cool. I mean, like, what is yeah, because it's like you said, coming back, doing a show is one thing, doing a few shows is another, and then actually releasing music and writing music is that next level. And having that mindset that it's not just going to be, here's an EP and then peace out. Had a good run, guys. Came back for a minute. That you guys actually want to do this as a long-term thing and continue the legacy, which is this band that so many fans love. I mean, I'm sure you guys know, like you guys had crazy monthly listeners being a band that didn't exist for 10 years. Just people listening nonstop to your guys' music. Like that must feel fucking crazy.
It's weird. It's a weird feeling. Yeah. I'm still seeing like the amount of monthly listeners after 10 years, like I'm just like, good Lord, like how? Like, why are you still listening to us after that long? But yeah. One thing I did want to I'll want to touch on real quick about like, like the longevity and like the management and like kind of just like them just doing typical like easy marketing stuff like that, like with us, with everything, with us being able to control and do everything ourselves, it lets the artist be the artist. Yeah. It lets us actually like be creative. Like we can be creative instead of having the manager go, okay, well, we'll send this off to all right, we'll send the new song, maybe AP will post about it. It's like not like nothing against like AP or anything like that. Right. Like it's like that's what a manager's going to do. They're going, all right, we'll send this to Kerrang, AP, and hopefully they'll tweet about it. And I'm like, no, we want to get creative. Yeah. We want to actually be an artist and actually like do cool stuff.
And at that point, just hire a publicist. To be honest.
Exactly. And I mean, like even like voting on artwork, like I can remember a lot of times in the past, I didn't have any say so in artwork or when we were releasing stuff, or not really much, to be honest. This time it's like we do band votes every single time about even like some of those most small tasks. So it's nice too because everyone has a voice that can be heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I guess taking us back a bit, because I know some of it was public and some of it not, and you guys can talk as much about it as you want. Like when it comes to the original, I guess, deterioration of the lineup and the band, what would you guys say 10 years later was probably the biggest reason for that? Was it that it got too industry too fast, or was it just everyone was just pissed at each other? Like in your minds, 10 years later, what do you guys think it was?
Well,
if you guys want to say, again, if it's like some personal weird crazy shit, you guys don't have to say it. That's fine.
I guess I can touch on it.
Take it back.
Thanks, Cory.
Good job, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I don't want you guys to get blacklisted, man. Whatever you're comfortable with, like I said.
What if he's gonna get canceled like today? No, I'm kidding.
No. I mean, dude. I'll just put it this way: we were so insanely dysfunctional.
Okay, fair.
It was just utter chaos, and like there was things with like weird. I won't go into detail or anything like that, but there were drug problems.
Gotcha.
You know, that's the thing. We were drinking heavily. You know, like those sort of things between drugs, alcohol, like mismanagement of money and everything, and like that sort of thing. So it was just utter chaos. It was just shit show. I mean, we were right out of high school trying to run a business, basically.
Yeah.
So like
we had no idea what was gonna blow up like it did, and so it's like we went from like playing in a basement, like with like you said, out of high school, like all of us been local bands, like maybe play for 50 kids a night, to like being on Warped Tour and like selling merch, and people like wanted to be at signings and stuff, and we were just. I don't know. We had no idea what we were doing. We weren't prepared for it. And like Michael said, it was just like dysfunctional. It was a perfect storm when you mix all those together and you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, then I mean, it was just I feel like that's the best way to word
you
it.
send a bunch of like kids with no supervision out on Warped Tour, like that's bringing in like a fairly decent chunk of change every day. Like we're gonna blow that shit on
dumb stuff.
Shit.
Like we're it's just a perfect storm, so like it was very dysfunctional, but we, like I said, drugs, alcohol, and that sort of thing, and like just playing a part, and I remember like I said, I won't go into detail, but I remember the day me, you, and Ben quit. We met up at an Arby's. We met up at an Arby's. All right, we're doing this.
Gotta go to Arby's.
That's the meeting space. Is fucking Arby's. Get your nice brisket sandwich while fucking figuring it out.
If we're gonna do this, we're gonna meet at our secret location, Arby's.
Light bulb out.
Before we do this, I'm gonna need a beef and cheddar. Real quick, but like we met up at Arby's, and then we discussed. We're like, all right, so we're doing this. We're like, yeah, me and Cory and Ben. We're like, yeah, we're doing this. So, and then we went and we discussed and everything. We're like, yeah, it's got to be done.
Right.
So we went to that house, the band house. We had like this band house and everything, and we practiced that and met at. But we just basically walked in and we're like, all right, everybody needs to sit down. We're gonna talk. And then so we basically were like. I was like, I'm quitting. Cory's quitting. Ben's quitting. We'll see y'all.
Were you guys eating Arby's still while doing it though? Did you bring at least some?
I probably had a little bit of cheese sauce on my.
It's so much better. Like, take a bite. So what's gonna happen here?
So here's what's gonna happen. Try anyone?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean that's fair, and like I mean, being in a band it's a marriage to people, and I mean it's normally like what 3, 4, 5 people. You guys had you have 7 people. Like that's fucked. That's so many people to deal with everyone's shit, deal with each other's shit, deal with each other's aspirations and goals. You guys are still just growing up in general to being adults, like. And then you have, of course, labels and management and all that stuff with all this pressure, I'm sure, being put on the band of like, yo, you guys are the next big fucking thing. Let's go, get this done, get this done, get this done. You guys are probably just like, yo, like, can we just like chill for a second or, figure shit out? And it's a lot of fucking pressure. So I can see how that just gets to all you guys 100% back in the day.
Why do you say that? Because we, it was like, 3 or 4 days before our next tour, too.
Oh yeah,
like
we already picked the bus out and everything.
Yeah, fuck.
It was like 3 or 4 days before our next tour, and we were just like, we can't do this anymore. We can't do it. Like it was just so chaotic, and we were just like, we have to get it out. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's definitely, I'd assume, a nice, different, changed, healthy mindset to now. I'm sure you guys probably joke about like the olden days in that capacity too, of like, that was fucking crazy. And now we're just like hanging out, going to Arby's without having to fucking leave the band when we get there. Just a regular Arby's hang. Yeah.
Exactly. Now it's like, I don't know, like, it is funny because it's all things like we've all like grown past it. We've all like, forgave each other. It is what it is. We don't care at this point, but like, and it's funny because now we can look back and joke, like I said earlier, like when the initial like group chat first started, like we were like, remember that one time we did like we did this, we did blah blah, like remember that time we got in a fight in Canada in the middle of the street?
wait, we gotta talk about this one. This is my hometown, my home country of beavers and fucking meese up in here. All right, what's wrong? Why are we beefing with Canada over here?
Oh no, dude. Well, long story short,
we were in Guelph, Ontario.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand why you were beefing with Canada. Then it's okay. You can elaborate if you want, but I get it. You're in Guelph. That's yeah.
Like a street brawl.
Yeah, it was literally like there was like 12 people like in the middle of the street. Like so, basically, long story short, I'll try to make this quick. But we played the show, came back out, and there's these like really like douchey like dude bro guys like douchebag like bros and like pop collar kind of dudes. And they basically were like, calling us names and stuff. Emos. And they were like calling us gay and stuff because of our genes and that sort of thing.
Right.
Just making fun of us, and all that stuff. And then one of them started mouthing off to Kevin. And then Kevin was eating a burrito, and he takes his burrito and throws it at the guy's face. And he's like, "Fuck you!" Like so. Yeah.
Okay, so I got the rest of this. So it was like right by Abandoned All Ships bus, and like we're all hanging out. So all of us came out. It was like 15 of us, and then these guys, I guess, had friends at the bar across the street, so they all came out.
Their boys come out.
It was off the scene from a movie, man.
You guys were playing Battle Royale. What the fuck?
It was like WrestleMania, like Rumble Royale or something.
And we just started going at it.
Yeah. People were getting kicked in the face. People were crawling away. Dude,
our guitarist Tim at the time, he was so wasted. He was like crawling on the ground, and the guy comes over and just football kicks him.
He's crawling away from the fight. He's trying to get away.
And he's like, get him.
What the fuck? Well, there you go, chat. That's the Guelph treatment in Canada. Just if you ever come up here, that's watch out.
We'll have warrants for arrest now in Canada after this conversation.
Oh no, me and Kevin tried to like hightail it, and the cops were like, "Oh no, you don't!"
Oh no, you don't dare, bud. Yeah, they're gonna stop you.
Grabbed us. They grabbed me and Kevin or whatever, and they're like, "What's going on?" Blah blah blah. And there was like, it was just weird. Like all these cop cars just surrounded all these dudes just fighting. But we didn't get in trouble. We because we didn't technically throw the first punch.
Right. Dude, that's fucking wild. I mean, you guys, I'm sure you guys have crazy fucking tour stories from back then. And
got a couple.
It's like, last night I went to bed at 9:30. Took an Advil, went to bed.
Yeah, we played the show. I'm pissed we got off stage at 11 o'clock.
In Atlanta, we played Atlanta, our hotel, on a Sunday night, and all of us had to work Monday morning. We played at like 9:15. We're like, man, it's getting late tonight, isn't it?
I gotta be at work in the morning.
I love that fucking difference. But that must be nice and refreshing and just really just fucking fun, I over all these years reconvening and doing your thing, and you got all this music on the horizon. Now you guys are playing shows, kicking ass. Were you guys about the initial announcement? What was going through your head before you made any post at all? Like, were you guys nervous? Were you what was going through your guys' heads?
The first thing, dude, I was at work. So I was at work when we got the offer for the first show back. And I remember seeing it at work, and I just like, it's gonna sound really lame, but like I just started smiling. Like I was just like, nice. I was like looking at my phone, and I was like, this is a Woe Is Me offer in 2022. Right. Like, what is happening? Like, to play a show. Like, we have an official offer for Woe Is Me to play a show, and I was just like, this is unbelievable. So You know, that just seeing that, I was like, what's happening?
Right. Same. Like I saw that offer coming. I saw the flyer. I was like, this is weird. And I remember the day leading up to when we were posting the little teaser.
Yeah.
And we were all like re-following each other on Twitter and stuff. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, I can't believe I'm following this guy after 10 years. And then and I was trying to figure out how to post stuff again like that. I was like, this is just I feel so old and just out.
How do I tweet?
Yeah, I was like, what's Twitter again? Twitter, how do I tweet this? Or I was like, yeah, it was so surreal to be like posting that. And all of us were like giddy little kids all over again in the group chat when we were getting ready to post it, like counting down like 3 minutes, we're posting this teaser. And I thought there might be like, I don't know, 50 people that commented on it. It had over like 700 comments on that first little teaser.
Fuck. Were you guys' phones getting blown up as soon as you announced it?
I couldn't respond to anyone. It was bad. I had to like make a post the next day. I was like, yo, thank you guys so much for all the feedback and everything. It means a lot. But like, I'm sorry if I haven't messaged you back. And like, same when we posted the teaser the other day for the new song. Like, I was just like, I'm just getting flooded. I can't even respond to people. It's ridiculous. And it's a surreal feeling. Like, it's just humbling.
Right.
It's just really humbling to be like, damn, these people actually still care this much. Like, it's unreal.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys also get a few of those like, hey dude, I know we haven't talked in like ever, but now that I see this thing, I'm like stoked and we gotta like totally hang out again messages?
I can't even tell you. I'm not gonna dive into it or name drop. But dude, there's so many people that I hadn't talked to that have like straight up cool guyed me, brushed me the fuck off. Like so many bands that we've toured with, and like I've reached out to, even like after issues and stuff, and, like just checking up and like, even when I did like the Villa thing, like asking for help, I'd be like, hey, do you have anybody that might want to help us out or pick this up, or like any managers? Like there's artists and stuff, bands that we toured with that I reached out to, and they fucking cool guy me. And then when we announced the Woe Is Me thing, they come back around, dude, how you been, man? I'm like, get fucked.
Long time no talk.
Long time no talk. Dude, yeah, that's the thing. It's how it fucking goes, man. It's you can't stop it. It's what's gonna fucking happen. A lot of people just they're like, they only want to be involved in things that they think, is like the most important shit, and they just want to have their name attached in some capacity, and that's the only time it fucking matters, and it's like it's how it fucking goes, man.
Yeah, it's wild, man, because I mean we had the same response, when Woe Is Me started, getting big initially. It's like people that, I guess at the time in high school, they didn't want to hang out with me because, I don't know, I guess I wasn't cool. And then all of a sudden we're like, hey, can I get guest list to Warped Tour? Can I get some backstage passes to this? And it's kind of the same thing. It's like a lot of those people kind of trailed off over the past 8-9 years. And then we release again, and they're like, hey, can I ask you the second time this decade now? Can I get
same people come back around? Can I get that guest list spot? Right? You're like, fuck off.
Well,
yeah, I'm just gonna tell them, yeah, you're totally on the list, and then they show up and just like,
oh god,
hey, I don't think you put me on. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, that will work out great. Well, that must be again exciting. I guess both the great nice messages of like, oh my god, and also probably some of the fun, like, hey dude, I haven't fucking talked to you in a minute, messages. Both probably.
Hey, you left me on red 8 years ago.
That's probably the last text I put in chain too.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Have you guys gotten, and you obviously don't have to name names, any very fun label offers?
No. Surprisingly. And we were wondering about that. And if I just, I feel like I don't know. If we got any offers from a label, I think I would be like, I think what we would ask for would be so absurd.
Yeah. There's no way they would.
There's no way. Because dude, I mean, the typical contract for a label, like, is you're splitting like 12, 13, 14%.
Yeah. And with 7 years.
Yeah, that's after the fucking loan payout. You pay them back and all that shit, and you get your shit fun fucking royalty forever. That is not a lot.
No, well, yeah, it's like by the time we pay a label back, like, also the songs are we have like multiple songs recorded already. So what would why, you know, a label would have to just give us such a stupid, unheard of deal for us to want to.
I mean, that space is evolving. You never nowadays. It's interesting. You never know, especially like I mean, there's both the label side and like you know PR becoming easier. You know, you can hire a publicist as well as distribution becoming a lot easier. Yo, fucking. Like,
Yeah, now there's all these like companies that are almost like distribution companies acting as labels almost, you know?
Yes. Yeah, where they offer all of the fun parts of the label actually, and it's just they're doing distribution
without without the like loan.
Yes, exactly. All it is, it's like you license them the music and they'll take like whatever, a 10, 90-10 or a 90 or an 80-20, whatever deal in the artist's favor, which is refreshing because I think that puts a bit of heat under the old school fucking contracts that are abysmal nowadays, that some of them don't even include streaming revenue of the artist getting any, which is just hilarious. So I think, yeah, the times are definitely changing and evolving, and I think that's healthy. So you see, you guys never know. Maybe actually, like you mentioned, maybe one of those distribution like labels might be fucking really cool too, and might be a great offer because I know they help with it's like playlist helping as well as
they'll dig into all that, like their Spotify playlist and everything, get you placements and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. That is, yeah. How is coming back? How's your guys' not just knowledge, but just how do you guys feel about the new age of music marketing with things like TikTok?
We're not great at it, but I respect it. Like it's so crazy. But I will say, dude, TikTok's algorithms they have it locked down, man. It is on point, bro.
Yeah, we actually made a Woe Is Me TikTok, and we were all joking about it in the group chat. We're like, man, can't believe a bunch of 30-year-old guys are making a Woe Is Me TikTok here. And we have like, I think 80 followers on it, and we're like, how do we make a TikTok?
What do we host? Yeah, right. Maybe it's me. Maybe we do like one where I'm singing in the bathroom, singing in the shower.
There you go. Yeah, that's
maybe. Lose
our 80 followers out there.
Yeah.
No, not the 80. Well, chat here. We have a good chunk of people. Chat, go follow their TikTok. Well, and obviously go follow them and check out the brand new song coming out Friday, by the way. But also go follow the homies TikTok. There you go. That will help. Chat will be about that. But yeah, it's a whole new weird space. I mean, it's time to even labels. Like that's a lot of labels. That's a lot of their focus nowadays is also TikTok. It's like is them figuring it out, which is so funny because you'll go on TikTok and you'll see like these like 19-year-old like whatever emo trap rapper dudes. And there's no management, no labels. They use fucking like DistroKid or CD Baby to like release their music. And they have like 5 million TikTok followers and like 1 million monthly listeners. And they make all of the revenue themselves and probably themselves plus like the producer that they found on Fiverr, just to make beats for them. And it's this whole new age of shit of like content being as important as ever. And like the world of YouTube, TikTok, Instagram combining with the music industry more than I've ever seen, even more than like during the fucking MySpace era, and that being as important as it was.
Exactly. I mean, we were talking about that too, kind of when we started doing this again. Like on like the other aspect, just gear. Like we used to have a huge trailer to pull all of our amps and all of this stuff around. And we were like, well, this is all we need now. This is wild. So it makes flying to show is so much easier than it was. Or just renting a van with a small trailer.
Yep.
Just everything's changed so much in 10 years.
You're telling me this Kemper will do everything?
Right.
All right.
I remember bringing 8 tents up flights of stairs when I was like 21 years old, weighed 110 pounds. I was like, I'm going to die doing this one day.
Carrying.
But yeah. One thing to touch on the TikTok thing is like it's crazy because now, like you said, labels are paying, TikTok influencers to promote band songs. Mm-hmm. Now that while I do think that that's cool, it's a great marketing strategy. Mm-hmm. I might be one of the only few people that kind of see an issue with this, but I don't know how a lot of other people feel, but like I almost wish that labels would put that money. Like that money, like back into the band,
right?
Itself, like I wish that they would, kind of like invest that. It's like you're spending all this money. Like I've seen it firsthand. Like people getting hit up like in TikTok influencers like, hey, if we give you X amount of money, like will you promote our artist's song on your page? And it's like, why don't you just give that money to the band? Like they're already making shit money to begin with.
Yeah, well, it's when it comes to that too. It's when it comes to TikTok influencing, unless the label really knows what they're doing, like, and the TikTok influencer really knows what they're doing in that space, you're just rapid firing with no direction. Like you're just like, here you go. Because even if that video that, let's say, includes that sound, right? That's what it is. If you're using it, that's the whole point of like, hey, hit up the TikToker so they use the song and turn it into a sound, and then people go, oh, that's a great sound to use for my TikTok, and they don't even know who the band is, and then it goes and goes and goes, and it gets like viral like that, right? But if you don't do it in a way that makes sense, and it's just like, hey, here's this really cool song, just because the TikToker has like 1 million followers, they might get like 100,000 plays on that video, but it converts to fuck all for anything, right?
It's like blanket canvassing, It's like you make a bunch of flyers and you pass them around places that no one even cares about it, and you might get one paid head of the show off of 10,000 flyers.
Exactly. On the other side, though, there are cases where you can. And that's the thing. A lot of those cases are much more natural integrations where the content makes sense. And the content world and the music world makes sense much more than just like, here's a bag, fucking make it big for us, right? Where there is that natural integration, and you can see a crazy like, whoa, boost. But just like chucking like 10 grand at some fucking TikTok influencer with like 5 million followers, like that's not gonna it's rare that would actually have an impact worth the 10K in that case. Which is
absolutely
which is fucking crazy. So yeah, it's definitely a new spear, man. It's a new spear in marketing. That's the thing. A lot of bands, their marketing budgets were fucking always crazy, whatever, if it was paying to get on radio or playlist, even should be the other way around, or paying to get like big flyers. And I mean, still bands do that, and like big billboards and stuff in New York, which is fancy and all that, and it's great. Or trying to get paid to get on shows and whatnot. A lot of the marketing avenues they're free, but it takes a lot more like groundwork and heavy work for the bands to get in there, understand how that stuff works, and then like literally dabble, like do content creation in its own space, which is obviously it overlaps with music if it's music content creation, but it's still its own fucking weird beast that bands are now like forced to have to understand or try to get into if they don't want to do the old school. We have music, word of mouth, just play the show, and if we're crazy enough at the show, hopefully people will, over a couple years, it'll be word of mouth and explode like that. It's an interesting change over the years.
It really is. It is. We're all kind of adapting to that, especially as we're seeing that's a huge thing. And luckily, we do have a big following. Thank God for all these fans sticking around, which have been helping us spread the word a lot. Because that's what it was when we played. It was like you put out a song, everyone shares it, and then you're good live, everyone loves it. Ask your band name, and then it just keeps snowballing. And now it's like there's so much more than what it was.
Yeah,
maybe we'll get into a couple people's like top 8.
Yeah. Put girlfriend or band number 1.
Yeah. What do you do? What do you do? You're gonna piss one off.
Just gotta break up with a girlfriend. Yeah. Band first.
Somebody can get pissed either way. So like.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and I have mad respect again for independent bands just wanting to do it and figure it out and go through it, because they can. It's fucking rough. It's tricky when it comes to that marketing space. But I've seen bands that aren't signed, have no management, no direction, or someone telling them what to do in that category, and they're just fucking killing it. I don't know if you guys listen to a band actually called Darko by chance, or have heard of them. It's Chelsea Grin's vocalist Tom Barber and Josh Miller, who was in A Mirror and stuff like that. And it's just 2 of them, 2 dudes, no crazy marketing. They just make crazy heavy music. Like it's all internet. They haven't played a show, and they're just living at like 200,000 monthly, and no labels, no management. They don't own, like they make everything, and it's just like you can do that. It's just understanding the new space is wild.
That's crazy. Yeah. And you can like you probably see a decent chunk of change from even just sitting at 200,000 monthly if it's just a couple dudes.
A lot of, and rightfully so, Spotify just in general should fucking pay more. That'd be nice, right? But like a lot of bands that are complaining too, they have the fucking dog shit contract with their labels that say all their streaming revenue goes away. And when the label comes around, whatever, once every 3 months or 6 months or a year, and they're like, here's your money from Spotify, and it's like the most embarrassing amount possible, and bands get mad about it. It's like, well, yeah,
Arby's now.
Yeah.
not even enough for Arby's. But like if you're fully independent and you control your distribution, especially like, and you're having like 200,000 monthly, and you're at like whatever 150, even 150 to 500 concurrent nonstop people listening to your music, and you're like your artist Spotify, like you're just farming. Like it's just money that's going, especially if you're a band that has an amazing catalog that people still are listening to forever and ever and ever. Like you're gonna make a good chunk of fucking change just from streaming, which is amazing too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, guys, honestly, it's been so cool. First of all, meeting you guys on the interwebs, chatting about a little bit about the old times, as well as what you guys came back and are doing now. When it comes with Woe Is Me, I guess the last question I have for you is what are your big picture plans, and if you can separate them for realistic big picture plans and unrealistic ones that you guys would love to see, but you're like, that's fucking crazy, but we'll see, because it's always fun to think about those things. What are those for you guys?
Take over the world.
Fair.
Like Pinky in the Brain style. Okay, that'd be the realistic. No, I'm kidding. Unrealistic.
I don't know, dude. It would just be cool to live comfortably, being able to play music every day. And I'm not saying make a shit ton of money. Like I just want to live comfortably being able to play music and focus on art. And creating, like, and having the funds to be able to do that freely. But there's, for me, it would just be like tours, like that are goals, I guess, of ours. Like it'd be cool to do like Bring Me tour and stuff like that, or like whoever. There's of course those bands like that. Like that. There's certain tours I feel like that would be goals, but we all have like full-time jobs and everything, so it's a little difficult. But like if the right tour came along, it would be amazing.
Exactly. I think like realistically, it's gonna be fun watching the switch over to that, because I know the band has a potential. We were touring a lot back then, and and we were doing pretty pretty well, minus a lot of stuff going on with the band. But so I'm excited to see like the change over to that. Like Michael said, and that'd be cool. For me, arena tours, that's something we kind of missed out on. We just like Warped Tour, there's a lot of people, but we never, bands like us didn't play arena tours back then. Now you see arena tours pretty often for this type of music. So that'd be a good goal for me.
Oh yeah. Well, it's amazing, guys. I love that you guys you're thinking about the future. You're thinking about longevity, and you're fucking back. Congratulations. Like that's amazing. I love seeing that. Again, I've been a fan. 10 years ago. How old was I? I've been a fan of you guys since I was a middle teenager. So it's been cool to see you guys do your things over the years and come back. And I'm very stoked about the new music you guys got coming. So honestly, it's a pleasure having you guys on the show. Again, chat, Woe Is Me with their new track, Ghost, coming out Friday. Stream it, show the boys the love. Go watch them play live, and fucking have your jaw drop, because the boys are back and ready to kill it. Guys, honestly, thank you so much. Best of luck with everything. If there's anything I can ever help with on mine, always feel free to slide in the DMs. But fucking yeah, I'm stoked for you guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show to hang out today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Woe Is Me, guys. Give them some claps. Thank you guys. Have a beautiful night, and we'll talk soon. All right, stoked for the new music. Thanks for hanging, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Sweet. See ya.